Okay, well, welcome to Stats XL 10. My name is Miles Chen. I will be your instructor. You guys can call me Mr. Chen. And the most important thing to get tonight is this is the class website. So write that down. Probably bookmark it for the quarter. And go there. Alright, so you type that into your browser. This is what you see. Let me just make sure. Yeah, this is. Let's see if this works. I'm not sure. That did nothing. Alright, okay. Alright, so anyway, on the left-hand side, this thing is totally sensitive. On the left-hand side, you will click 2014 Fall XL10 right over here. And this is pretty much our syllabus. So all the course information is going to be right there. Let me see if I can increase the text size here. Is that legible now? Oh, okay. All right, well, you guys found the classroom okay, and so we meet here, 6:45 to 10 o'clock. We get a break somewhere in there for about 10 minutes or so. I advise you eat dinner before coming to class or something, at least carry a granola bar, but not Nature Valley because those make a mess. All right, and as for office hours, I'm just going to come to this classroom a little bit early, around 6 o'clock, and if you have questions or so, you can come during that time to ask them. If any of you have a disability, okay, contact the Disabled Student Services at that email address or phone number. So any of you who have any kind of learning disability or anything of that nature, contact them. They will ask for paperwork or documentation and provide some kind of accommodations for you if they deem necessary. Please don't contact me. Don't tell me what your needs are. I am not qualified to make those types of decisions, so your best bet is to contact them. Okay. This is my email address, mileschen@gmail. Just mention that somewhere in there that you are from the XL10 class. I teach 3 classes this quarter, and they're all statistics classes. So if you just say I'm in your stats class, I will have no idea which class you're talking about. So say somewhere in there XL10. Actually, before we go on, let me just say something so I don't waste anybody's time. If you did not get into this class, if you're trying to crash the class or hope to get added, something of that nature, I don't want to, well, I have to crush your dreams and say you probably won't get in, okay? The class is full. There's 85 students enrolled. That is the limit that I'm allowed to teach. And the only way you can get in is if somebody drops. So if somebody drops today, you might be able to call in and slip in, but if nobody drops, you won't get in. So maybe you can convince your neighbor to drop or something, but outside of that, I can't let you in. Okay? Some kind of regulations about something, I don't know. Okay. These are the exam dates. Midterm exam November 4th, final exam December 16th. Those days are set in stone, barring some kind of emergency situation. Last quarter, the campus got flooded on the day of our midterm, so we had to reschedule that. But that was the only time that something like that has happened. I hope no water main breaks or no... I hope nothing happens that would cause something like that to happen. We will also have 4 quizzes, and and those are the dates that you will need to know. Okay. I've set up a Facebook page, and that's, if you have Facebook, click that link and you can join. If you don't have Facebook, that's okay. You don't have to join the group, all right? It's optional, but I think students in the past have found it to be helpful. You can organize study groups, ask questions. I will tune in every now and then to answer questions that you have. If you have any questions about the homework or the material, I encourage you to post your questions there rather than send me an email. And the reason for that being, when I answer your question in the Facebook group, other students can benefit from that question and answer exchange, whereas if you send me an email, it will not benefit the other students. Of course, if it's a personal matter, don't put it in the group, okay? It's like, this is happening in my life and I'm gonna miss class or whatever, you can send that to me via a regular email. You don't need to let the Facebook group know, okay? All right, questions so far? All right, here is the textbook that you need. It looks like this. You will definitely need it for the class. If you buy it brand new, it's very expensive, okay? They even sell more expensive versions. All you need is the textbook, okay? If you go to the bookstore or if you go someplace, they might try to sell you student access codes, all of this electronic stuff. You don't need that. You save yourself $100 or however much it is. You don't need the access codes. All you need is the actual physical textbook. That's it. If you've already bought the electronic version, but you haven't opened the thing, you might be able to sell that back or return it. I don't know. You can buy it on Amazon. You can buy the book wherever you want. If you click the Amazon link, you can also rent the textbook for a lot cheaper. Okay, so you choose the rental option. They ship you the book, and then after you use it, you mail it back. Okay, it's a lot cheaper that way. And so if you don't have the book already, do this tonight. Get your book right away because you'll need it starting this week. Okay. Questions? And again, you can get the book however you want. Okay. There's this book's a la carte edition loose leaf, and you put it in your own binder. You can't rent this one though. Okay. All right. You will need a calculator. Okay. I strongly encourage having a scientific calculator of some kind. Technically, a regular 4-function calculator can get you through the class, but I don't recommend it. I recommend something like this. This is going to run you about $15. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it at Target, Walmart, any store, really. About $15 or so. It's a good investment. You're spending, I don't know, $600 something on the class. It's not even 3% of the core class cost. So just get a calculator. If you have a graphing calculator you spent from a previous class or whatever, that's more than sufficient. You don't need to buy another calculator just because I said so. Cell phones and iPads, those types of things are not allowed to be used as calculators, okay? So if you come to class on the day of a quiz or a test and you forgot your calculator and all you have is your cell phone, I'm gonna have to say, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to do without, all right? So don't forget your calculators on days of quizzes or tests, because I don't allow cell phones, all right? Technically, I guess it's less of an issue because there is such terrible reception in this classroom, but just to be on the safe side, no kind of connected devices, because I can't tell the difference between texting answers versus student applications. All right, questions on calculators? We'll talk about the exams as they approach. The exams are worth quite a bit. The midterm is worth 30% of your grade, and the final exam is worth 35% of your grade, so don't mess up the exam. I'll talk about the homework in a moment, and the homework audits, and we'll talk about quizzes in a bit too. Okay? This is the grading scheme. 10% homeworks, 5% homework and attendance audits. Then we have quizzes, and then the exams, okay? The homework and the homework audits are there to and the quizzes are all there to kind of pad your grade, boost them. Because the exams, I don't know what people say about that class. Okay. And this is what we're going to be covering, so that's that. Okay, questions so far? So as you can see, I am recording video, and I will try to record video every week. Sometimes something happens and it doesn't work, okay? And if that happens, I apologize. But I'll record them and I will post them online. Give me a few days to get them posted. And they will be posted on this page that says lecture videos. Okay? And so these are the videos from last quarter. This quarter you'll start seeing the new videos being posted and added to this page. Okay? And so if you need to review something, you can watch the video again. Alright? That said, don't skip class, okay? If it's true, if you miss class, you can watch the thing on the video. But I think it's much better to be here in person. And I don't know, the learning experience I think is better in person than through a video online. But these are here just as a resource for you. Is this microphone okay? I know it's a little bit scratchy. Is that? It's good. Is that, it's okay? Alright. Alright, regarding the homework, this is, so this week, this is what your homework looks like. I started off here by saying stuff about algebra and the like. So actually, I'll do my spiel here now. Okay, so this is Stats XL10. And a lot of you, I think, are taking this class because it fulfills a math requirement at your junior college, so you can transfer to a four-year university. Many of you probably do not consider yourselves math people, and that's okay. I don't mind that. I'm happy to work with all of you students, and I'm actually really excited. Every quarter I get excited whenever we get started. This is my, when I took this class as an undergraduate student, it changed my life. I'm not kidding. I was studying engineering. I took statistics. It wasn't this exact class, but an introductory statistics class. I thought, wow, this is incredible. And here I am teaching statistics because I loved that class so much, okay? So, I don't know if you guys will have that kind of transformative experience that I had, but I hope to impart just a little bit of the joy that I had, and at least get you through this course requirement in a less painful way that maybe some of your past math classes have been. That said, I am not a magician, okay? And what I mean by that is some of you should not be in this class, okay? I'll just be frank with you, okay? Some of you do not have the proper math background or math foundation, and you are taking this class as a shortcut to get through your math requirement, okay? I know if you were to try to fulfill your math requirements at your junior college, maybe they say you have to take this class and this class and this. There's like 5 classes that you have to take, and it would delay your progress by, a couple years. And you don't want to do that, so you're taking this class. I understand, okay? It's not a terrible plan, but sometimes it is a terrible plan, okay? And if you don't have the proper math background, you're gonna suffer. Some of you can catch up. Some of you have this, ability to do that. Others of you, it's gonna be too much. Maybe if at your junior college it said it would take you 2 years to fulfill all of your math requirements, okay, you can't expect me to convey 2 years of math in a 12-week schedule, okay? I do my best. I really do. I do a lot to try to get everybody through this, but at the same time, I can't do everything. So if that sounds like you, it might be worth considering whether or not you should stay in this class, okay? If you guys are all grown-ups and you can make your own decisions, but every quarter, I'd say a good 1 out of 5 students will either drop or not pass the class, and that's just what happens, okay? Some of you maybe filled all of your math classes or have the prereqs necessary, but just haven't taken math in a few years, okay? And you just need a refresher. If that's the case, this week, while the homework is really easy, I would say take some extra time and brush up on algebra and arithmetic, okay? You gotta know, I don't want to be patronizing or anything, but you really have to know your decimals and percentages in this class. Decimals, percentages, fractions, all of that stuff, okay? Order of operations, also very important. Okay, 0.05 is not the same as 0.5, or 0.5 is the same as 0.5, but 0.05 is different. 0.5% is very different from 0.05. You got to know all of these things. You got to go know all of your decimals and percentages. That's got to be very comfortable, automatic. You got to be able to solve equations of one unknown very quickly, okay? I find that students who struggle the most in this class are students who just don't have a proper algebra and arithmetic foundation, okay? So if you feel like you still want to take the class, that's fine. Just do your part in learning that background stuff, okay? Anyway, and others of you, so this is when I'm going to plug my other class, Excel 13, that is statistics for the life sciences. So some of you already have your bachelor's degree. Some of you, took calculus when you were in high school or college or whatever. So at least you're comfortable enough with math. And in that case, I might recommend the Excel 13 class. It's a faster paced class. We cover a lot more material. It's got a focus on life sciences. So, if you're entering the School of Public Health, it might be worth considering. Just for perspective, everything that we cover in this class in 12 weeks, we probably cover by the 7th week in the other class, and there's an additional about 4 or 5 weeks of other material that we do. I really like that class. It's a little bit faster paced. And if you're comfortable with those types of things, you might find yourself bored in this class, but challenged or stimulated in the other class. So that's Excel 13. Just a picture of that class. Most of the students over there already have their bachelor's degree and are applying for a grad program. Yes?
Is it still open?
It is still, that one is still open. I will probably have about 30 students enrolled, and so there's 50 seats open.
What day is the class?
That class meets on Thursdays from 6:45 to 10 in the physics astronomy building. Okay.
Is it the same textbook?
It's a different textbook, okay?
Okay.
But you might be able to, if you've already purchased this textbook, you might be able to sell it to someone else in this class or something at a minimal loss, per se, okay? But I think, well, of course I'm biased, but I think it's a great class. Okay. All right, so this week, so if you feel like that's a better class for you and you want to take off so you don't sit here for another 3 hours, you can do that. I will not be offended at least, okay? But anyway, this week the homework is to make sure you're up to snuff on your background math, and then I've assigned these problems from chapters 1 and chapters 2. Okay, the problems are on the at the end of the textbook. Not at the end of the textbook, at the end of the chapter in the textbook. So if you have the textbook, the chapter 1 problems begin on page 26, and the chapter 2 problems start on page 60, okay? And your assignment is to do these problems, okay? Now, the way I do the homework is a little atraditional. You're going to do the homework on a piece of paper, but you're going to keep that piece of paper. And what you will do is you will turn in something that says, I promise I did the homework, okay? So you're going to, next week, you're going to hand in a paper that says, I did the homework, and that's that. So, the paper that you will turn in is available on the page that says homework, and you will download this PDF. It looks like this, okay? And you're going to say, that one says Excel 13, I'm going to have to fix that. But you're going to say, homework assignment number 1, covering chapters 1 and 2, due October 7th. And you're going to initial, your initials there, and it says, I have completed the homework by the due date. And you'll fill in how many problems that you've done. And you'll also initial the other places, which say, I will keep the assignment in a safe, accessible location so that it may be procured at the instructor's request. And it says, I've checked my own answers against the answers provided by the instructor, and I understand the content of these problems, okay? If you've done everything, you will get 10 points. That's 10 points maximum for the homework. And just for my curiosity, I'm just curious if you worked on it alone or with other students or with a tutor, okay? And then you sign. Yes?
Yeah, about tutoring it, is it possible to get tutors here at UCLA, or should we take it at all?
Let me talk about tutors in a little bit here, okay? So you're going to just initial, if you've done everything, you'll initial 4 places, okay? Right where it says initial. If you initial that first one that says, I completed the homework in its entirety, don't initial the other spots, okay? But if you didn't finish the entire assignment, then you could choose the other spots as a place to initial as well, okay? And you will turn that in, turn in that paper for me to assign, okay? I recognize that this can be abused, okay? That you might abuse my trust, and I just ask that you don't, all right? I trust you guys to do the homework, so please actually do the homework if you're going to tell me that you did the homework. Or at least just be honest and say, I didn't finish the homework, but you'll get some partial credit at least, okay? Are there any questions on that? Yes?
So this is the sheet that we turn into you?
Yes, so you're going to have to print this out, initial, and then you'll turn that in.
A long one.
Not with our homework.
No,
Without our homework.
just the paper. You keep the homework yourself, okay? And the reason for that is a lot of times students have asked, they like to use their homework to study for quizzes and tests, and I understand that, so you will keep the homework yourself, and you will turn in these papers, okay?
So you don't check homeworks?
I do not check the homework, okay? There will be a few times I might do an audit, and I will say, please turn in homework number 3, okay? And you will turn in homework number 3, and I will just make sure that you are telling me the truth, okay? That's the homework audit. But again, I will not physically be checking homework, okay? You will just turn in a paper that says you did the homework. Is that okay? Yes.
Will you be taking attendance?
I will not be taking attendance today. Occasionally I will do an attendance audit, all right? And I'll just have you guys sign in, and you'll get points, okay? So the homework and attendance audits account for 5% of your grade. So you have to be here to get points for the attendance audit, Yeah,
You
be.
won't have an audit today.
I will not have an audit today, that is correct. Alright, and this week, I have one extra thing to ask you, and that is to give me your name and email address. I know UCLA Extension has your email address already, but because of their privacy policy, they can't give me your email address. So I have to ask you guys for your email address. Alright, so click that link, type in your name and email address, and that will be good. And if you want to join Facebook, do that. I've also I've provided video solutions to the homework. All right. So after you've done the homework, I encourage you to watch these videos, and I work through the solution here after this commercial. Okay. So I work out this solution on a board, and you can see how the problem is done. Alright. So this is a resource, again, to help. Yes?
Wait, so these are the exact questions in our textbook?
Yes. Okay. So there's a trust system here, okay? I have assigned problems. I've given you the answers. I don't even check your problems, okay? I assign the homework, let me just say this, okay? I assign the homework for you guys as a benefit to you, all right? It does not, I don't really care if you do the homework or not, okay? But I do care if you learn the material. And if you don't do the homework, and if you just come sit here and watch me talk, you're not going to learn the stuff, okay? A lot of the learning happens when you try out the homework and you recognize, I know how to do this, I don't know how to do this, so I've got to learn how to do this, okay? So the homework is there for you. If you don't want to take that as an opportunity to learn the material, that's your choice. Okay, I can't force you guys, but I provide the resources here so you can learn. Okay, and these are here so that you do the homework first and you can verify your understanding. Or if you get stuck and you absolutely cannot figure it out, you can take a peek. All right, but please do not. If you get stuck, please don't jump immediately to the answer. Okay. Go through your notes, go through the textbook, see if you can figure it out on your own. If you do that, learning experience will be much better. Okay? But I do want you guys to check your answers so you know if you're doing the work correctly or not. Okay? So is that all right? Okay? And let me say something about tutors. Okay? some of you guys will want a tutor, and that's great, all right? When you work with a tutor, though, this is my one recommendation, and you write this down. Say, do not do the homework with the tutor. Okay? Do the homework on your own, and then meet with the tutor. Okay? And I say that because if you do the homework with the tutor, everything will make sense. And you'll say, I understand the homework, everything makes sense. Okay? But when you take a test, you won't have the tutor there with you. Okay? And then when you have to do it by yourself, you realize, oh, I don't actually remember how to do everything. Okay? So, do not do the homework with a tutor. Do the homework on your own. And then, after you've done your homework, then you meet with the tutor, and then you ask questions about the homework problems where you got stuck. Okay. Tutors are expensive. You know, you're paying them this much money. Okay. Don't pay a tutor to do your homework, because I don't check the homework. I don't care if you've done the homework or not. Okay. The homework is there for you to learn. So there's no sense in paying a tutor, you know, $30, $40 an hour to do the homework for you, which I don't really care about, and learn nothing. Okay, you pay someone money so you learn from them, and if they do the homework for you, you're not going to learn. Okay? As for tutors, you might be able to find tutors through UCLA or through your own junior college or wherever. I used to have people that I recommended, but they've all graduated, moved on with their life, and so I don't really know who to recommend at this point. But if you have a good tutor and you want to share or something, you know, you can share that information on Facebook. You might even be able to find a friend and say, hey, maybe we can split the cost of a tutor, and they might be good, two of you at the same time or something. Yes?
A question about the exams.
Okay.
Like for example, when if let's say for example we're asked to calculate something on an exam,
Sure.
do you want us to like calculate something by hand using a formula, or we can just use it during like using a scientific calculator? Like for example, standard deviation.
Okay. So I will teach you how to find standard deviation by hand. If you have a calculator that you just plug in numbers and does the standard deviation for you, I guess that's okay, all right?
Or you want us to show the work of how we do it?
Yes, on the quizzes, I want you to show the work. On an exam where it's multiple choice, I won't really know, will I? Okay.
Oh, so all exams are multiple choice?
The midterm and final exam are multiple choice. The quizzes are short answer. Well, the midterm has a short answer component as well.
How many quizzes do we have?
4 quizzes. Okay, questions?
This is backing up a little bit, but the variation, the verification homework page, where do we find that on the website?
Okay, so it says you will turn in the
Oh,
homework
right, thank you.
completion page, and that you will download right here. I've got to update this, okay? 'Cause I've
Okay.
got the Excel 13 version up there. But you will print that and initial in 4 locations, and sign your name at the bottom there. Okay, questions? Yes.
It says when it's due on the actual, where the link is, right? I just didn't know.
So when you click homework 1, all right, this is next one is due next week, October 7th. You will turn in a piece of paper that says, I did my homework. Okay. Questions? We're good? All right, great. Let's